thing pretty much the one round away from it. It was Dreamland versus the Triangle offense people, but they were able to win it out. Nicely done. Now we're going up against another David versus Goliath matchup. It is the Hollywood Hooligans, a staple in the VCS community, versus
Absolutely.
Waverunners, a relatively new community overall in the Valorant scene.
Yeah, and that is definitely true. Hollywood Hooligans have been around, and Wave Runners not really showing their face too much in the VCS. Definitely see some names that I've seen before, so um, they are definitely not a pushover. But Hollywood Hooligans, they're our second place finalists in the Week 37. So my math checks out. That was just about 3 weeks ago, and they're probably still feeling just as hot. So they're really going to have to step up here from the side of Wave Runners to make a defense. Or it's not Nick, make a statement here.
They do. They need to make sure that they're. I mean, good news is that like I said earlier, when you get to start on the bad side, I feel like it's a good thing because you get to have that second half in your favor. As we do know that Hooligans are going to start on defense, which is great for them because they can start racking up rounds, but it's going to make the attack harder. That being said, though, we saw a really close game that shouldn't have been as close as we thought it should have. But I mean, who knows? It comes down to a lot of things here. I think I saw Brimstone, and I'm seeing to start. Yeah, I see the
Wow.
Brimstone. That has been sort of a. I've been seeing that pick a little bit here and there, just because of recent, nerves and changes and stuff like that, and plus the crowd control that the Brimstone can bring is pretty strong on Bind.
Yeah, I think
So
the smokes that he can lay down on this map are very important and very effective. As I'm actually just getting right into it. No quiet play by either team.
yeah, no downtime. We talk about stats later, Barrio. It's about to get into action. We're already going to see the Waverunners actually getting a couple of frags first off. DR will fly one, but I think they're going to get traded out. Here, no way! They get slow motion, and that's the spike down. They actually got it secured over. They're still going to be able to pick it up, but now they're super tagged up. If they get absolutely obliterated by Kilroy, caught off guard, they'll be able to find one. Protest taken down. Fortunately, it wasn't Vespira, so they still get the spike and they will be able to plant on B.
Oh yeah, that would have been tragedy.
Woo!
Sorry. I'll stop talking
So
about stats
tragic.
because these kills are way more fun. Um,
Oh,
just one
stats are
member.
fun. I'm
Yeah.
the big nerd. I agree with you, Barrio. Don't worry. It's just right
Thank
now,
you.
these players have been rudely interrupting us. If you would excuse us, my friend Barrio is trying to speak, but I suppose you have some important spikes to defuse, and Hollywood Hooligans, very close round, but that was some pretty big individualistic plays coming in from there, able to not get traded out as early as they needed to on for Wave Runners. So Hooligans, strong stuff individualistically.
Yeah, absolutely. And we really didn't get too much time to talk about any of these comps because the game got started so quick, and then the action was instantly following right after. We're probably going to see a save round. We're just trying to keep an eye on what Wave Runners decide to do, and that is not a save round. They are going all out with the stingers. Almost every member on the full armor. So we're going to have to see a big stop here because if like we've seen in other rounds, if you drop with that force buy, it's really really tough to come back. So
Yep, it is true. But if you do win with the force, it's pretty big. We'll see what happens because if the forces are just getting more popular here. I don't know why, but it's just me. Kilroy, goodness gracious me. It was Zero's frag, honestly, but Kilroy gets it with the turret. Meanwhile, they do have to fall back. Gonna try to see if they can get it. Does tag up the Brimstone a little bit, but the spike will still go down. B-side secured thanks to the smokes. It is not a bad force coming in from the side of Wave Runners. They're doing okay. Oaken, unfortunately, won't be able to get the bomb by, so they get tagged down pretty badly. And it's already a lot of damage on the other side, so it's just easy pickings for Hollywood Hooligans as we see showing up on the kill feed. Kilroy already on the hunt. Stimpack ain't going to stabilize you, unfortunately, and Oaken's the last one remaining. Rushes through, tries to avoid any eye contact, easy shots, runs through smoke, another round, and now Wave Runners gives over a potential third round now that they have to save.
yeah, Kilroy is a player you have to keep your eye on, and you're going to be excited to keep your eye on as already picking up 5 kills. I've seen this player pop off in so many games before, and this is not an exception. Picking up a 3K for himself in that round alone. just some really, really good play overall. And I love to always see him carry his team, and you know, the Kilroy on the Killjoy, absolutely living up to that name.
One away also from the lockdown, which is pretty nutty. So when the
Yeah,
rifle rounds start actually going into it, the retakes are going to get so much easier here.
Oh.
Run to second, 10, gets easy shots. That the smoke's gone, and actually get a stinger for the trebles, which is pretty valuable in this current circumstance of things. Firepower is still technically in favor for Hollywood Hooligans, but they're already on the other side of the world. So now lockdown. Well, it's a good thing they managed to frag out earlier, so this is potentially an easier retake. But they're falling back to short. A massive nade actually slows down progression. They know exactly where they're going to come from, and a good setup here from Waverunners. This could be the round that they win, and why would it be? It wouldn't be anything crazy from them, as they now are pretty much in the 4v2, locking it down. They're going to try their best. Reflect tries to get something to the judge, but unfortunately, judges don't work long range that well, my friend. Zero.
Gonna be the round going over to Waverunners as they pick up all the members of Hollywood Hooligans, keeping 4. Actually, oh no, Vasper dies to the detonation.
He had a sheriff. It's okay.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a bummer. Oh, I think with just the sheriff, not the biggest deal. Last round we saw Reflect on the jet with the judge. Did not work out for them, and now that the Waverunners have gotten you know a round under their feet, it looks like they are much more confident probably going into this 4th round here. Just some typical buys, you know, just sort of like a garage sale coming out from both sides. It's actually going to be a very interesting round because I don't see either team having a huge gun advantage right now.
It's not too crazy, but definitely does feel like momentum is going to be shifted in favor for Waverunners. That was a big round from them. They worked with basically only sheriffs, and now they have this momentum of, you know, economically, if they lose this, that was not that much of an investment.
Oh.
Able to get, well, that's Pyrrha, which is pretty big. That's 1 pick already for the side of Hollywood Hooligans. Still potentially able to keep this lead. Not an aggressive push. I like this from Waverunners. They are trying to be respectful as possible. They want to keep up this momentum. Got a little bit of information. Early Hunter's Fury for my liking, but I suppose there's not many positions that you could go for. That being said, not going to get anything with the ultimate, and that is pretty much out of the way, and Hollywood Hooligans are going to feel probably a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely going to feel more comfortable as they, you know, have that advantage, and they really get to do whatever they want on this defense as they spread out. They've got Kilroy heading over to the A site, and that actually seems like a good idea as the teleporter play is coming out from the side of Waverunners.
You know where that's coming. All the utilities going to go out there and slow it down. What can Waverunners do? They just got to try their best, but it's not going to be worth it. Kilroy so close to the lockdown once again. It feels like slow motion can try to bait out anything that they can do, but it's a 1v4. You're not going to bait out too much. There we go. Hooligans keeps it still steady and straight.
Yep, and you know, I didn't even get to mention this in the like as the draft and like as we got in, but we have 2 raises on this map, and this is absolutely one of Raise's favorite maps to play. You've got the showstopper, really good angles to use it. You know, can pin people back in corners. You know, it's a bazooka, so it's really hard to miss. Obviously, we've seen quite a few misses in the VCS before, but I'm expecting to see some great show-stopping action.
One can hope.
Yeah, but you know, VCS is definitely got its fair share of those. Uh-oh.
All right, they do get the trade off. That's nice. Showstopper comes out. Unfortunately, bad news. It gets whipped. They actually get caught off guard as well. Bomb Buddy might have been able to get that, but no, they were able to shoot down. And this is going to be a nice push for Waverunners. This defense is sort of falling apart at the moment. And oh no, Vespira able to find easy shots before they can shadow step away. Just makes that salt to wound contact. Reflect's going to do what they can to shoot. It's very realistic. So they're able to lock down heaven. The spike is in the middle of A. And it's very awkward. Crossfire setup here. They managed to grab it just in the nick of time, just thanks to the cage, and they will be able to plant behind box is near truck. They know that slow motion is in lamps, and now they're going to have to fall back. But I think they're going to be able to lock it down. They know that both players are healed.
Oh no.
One under heaven, the other one is near lamp, 0 data. Not unrealistic. Tagged up, here's the other Sova. He'll find it easily, gets that one. Doesn't have too much time to work with. Yeah, there we go, nice clutch. They knew with that bounce back of the recon dart, nobody was behind him, so ergo, other one must be in lamps, and simple deduction, Hooliganz will clutch it out once more.
Yeah, 0 data. Use at least a little bit of information there, not 0 data, to make that play as really, really great clutch with only 10 HP. Love to see it from a player like that stepping up for his team. And now Hollywood Hooliganz is really cementing a lead early into this half. Yeah, we said Waverunners are going to have a match ahead of them. This is definitely no soft team. Like you said, a David and Goliath scenario almost. And Waverunners, I mean, you know, now they have those full buys. Last round, not really any buys for them. They've got to make the stand here.
Standing ahead.
Oof. Good, taking out the dart early.
Nothing really they need to do right now. They're just vibing out. Knives will come out at the very least. But will they be able to find anything? Vaspiro tries to take duel on the nice wall bang right there to start off things right. I mean, to be fair, the 4-1 score doesn't really do it justice to tell the story. This novelization of this match has been pretty much a very back and forth. Waverunners have been making Hollywood work for it, at the very least.
Joke's over.
It's just come down to those clutches.
Definitely making them work for it as they make a full push onto A, and you know, Hollywood, we're I guess really not expecting that as they are now making the transfers from their players, but really Waverunners are going to have full command of this site as we get set up here for the retake.
Still 4v5 though. I'm wondering if they want to save here or just play for some exit frags. No serious aggression has been pulled out here. They're just trying to see what they can get through the smokes. No motivation to push through. They will go through lamps a little bit. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do the aggression involved here. No, they really be able to push in. It's good openings coming in from there. Easy shots able to find it. A nice molly. Teslin going to do what they can. Gets one more. Will they be able to find it? Yes, they will. Waverunners. Better get on your knees and thank Teslin, because they have just literally saved you from another lost round. It's 4-2, not out of the woods, but at least they get it closer.
Yeah, Dazon on the Phoenix. Actually, I think it was the Brimstone Molly that was completely zoning the members of Hollywood from the spike, and that's what created enough space for him to get 4 kills at the end of that round. And, you know, definitely stepped up on that side, but some great utility, some great team play there to make sure that they didn't fall, although it did get dicey. Got real dicey there for the side of Waverunners. Again, they were able to somehow close it out.
A little bit of hesitation. We saw in Heaven that, you know, Hollywood Hooliganz really wanted to push in with the information, know exactly where they were, but Waverunners played it back, and while, yeah, there was a lot of just great plays coming in from Hooliganz, Waverunners just were pretty much ready and prepared for that. Like you said, the utility was a chef kiss of execution. But speaking of execution, info is going to be gathered. And Hooliganz, they're going to just know that hookah is something that they're going to try to invest on Waverunners, but they're going to deny it as much as they can. B push is still looking like the optimal push. Waverunners thinks, so does Waverunners commit to it. Ooh, orbital strike comes out. Oh my god. Doesn't get anything from the elbow. Reflect's just gonna get Vaspiro like a gazelle in the headlights. And they're gonna go down one by one. But Protest, after the orbital strike, just runs in, guns blazing. Gonna drop another smoke, lockdown elbow for them. And they're going to grab the spike, take TP, and get the heck out of there. They know A is open thanks to their Cypher. So Oaken's going to try to catch on the flank, but the TP's going to happen. And I don't think they're ready for this. Easy Shots is in lamps, and they are ready to just deny the plant. And they will be able to. The mollies also make it awkward. Kilroy just shots it down, and that's going to be Waverunners down. They do plant it in time. Oaken just needs to find Kilroy, and maybe they'll be able to win fast enough. But Kilroy's smart. They don't show their face, and that's going to be the 5th round for Hooliganz.
Yeah, that was an absolutely crazy round. If you call back to the very beginning, the very first frag, Reflect takes a shot onto Basbarel, and if you saw what was coming out of that bazooka, you would have had a real hard time sleeping tonight, because it was halfway out the gun before he got that kill, and actually was able to stop the shot from Vesper because of how the game works. You know, if you die mid-shot before it leaves your bazooka, it's actually not going to register as it ever shot. So, some great play from Reflect to get that before he would have surely fell.
Comes out, they're ready for it. Smoke comes in. They're not ready for the aggressive push coming in from the other side, though. Guns blazing. They have nothing to lose on the side of Waverunners, so why not just push in as aggressively as possible? Hunter's Fury tries to see if he can find anything, but it's not to be the case. We'll be able to lock down the plant as well. Oh no, the wall. Never mind, I spoke too soon. Traded out though, at least able to pick up a couple of rifles. The Waverunners, pretty good position. I love the aggression, just so out of left field for them.
Yeah, really, like you said, out of left field to come back, and wow, Tenzin really playing well this entire game, really stepping up for his team, and even though the score might say differently. Zero Data gotta be a hero here as he tries to retake this site. 1v3.
Revealing area.
Revealed as well. Good disengage from Waverunners. Gonna make this tough for Zero Data. They just have to push in. Shots are fired. They get tagged up. They know exactly where they are. They're just gonna probably go for some exits. They see that there is just a molly stopping them, and oh, they're just gonna try to just take some heads while they're running away. Might be able to do so, but they will get caught off guard by the spike, and that's going to be it. At least one will get away. And Waverunners, they're keeping it relatively close. A 5-3, you can't complain about that much if you're on attack.
No, absolutely you're right. I think that's a very good point, and we're seeing some members like Tenzon, like I said, step up here to really make the difference. And with the run it back on a Phoenix, especially on a map like this, you can create so much space, get your team into a site. So I'm expecting to see the side of Waverunners opt to use their Phoenixes, run it back early in this match to try to take another round for them. Yeah, it looks like he's already being aggressive with his angles here. Oh.
Ooh, nice little jump pack shot. That's pure, but Kilroy, it's got the Bucky, gets 2 for their troubles, and nicely done. Easy Shots gets 1 before they go down. This Bucky gets so much work done here at Lamps. It's a very deadly weapon that you just can't discount, and you know, nobody, much like the Spanish Inquisition, nobody expects the Bucky.
Absolutely, as Tenzin actually does take down the Bucky.
Oh my gosh! That was such a risky duel, but now the spike's gone. Waverunners! No! Okay, Oaken's able to find it.
I have retrieved the
Denies
spike.
any damage, but now it's a 1v1 and a very realistic duel. As they know exactly where Oaken is. Oh my gosh, Waverunners! You had such a good round going for you, and now this is happening.
Oh,
they win the duel. No, 0!
And that is a thrifty
shot,
win
1 kill.
coming out from the side of Hollywood Hooliganz, who looked like they were gonna lose, but some really huge members stepped up, especially Kilroy with the Bucky, looking like he was a member from the Bucky Boys himself. He picks up 3 kills and brings that round back, which should not have happened with what they had as a loadout.
Very, very humble and modest skin as well for the Bucky.
Absolutely.
Nothing too crazy.
There's no flash to it. He just you know, was making a statement.
The flash was the play.
Yeah, the flash was the play. You know, the Bucky itself doesn't need too much flash. which they actually haven't probably put too many Bucky skins, I believe. And now, sorry to get off topic, as Waverunners do not look like they have very many tools in the way of guns for this round.
No, they don't. As a matter of fact, I'm very confident that Hooliganz will just be able to lock it down. I will talk about the Bucky skins. There is at least a couple that I know off the bat. There is at least the Prism one that just came out recently. There's also the Ion. Then there is the Shogun.
And
Zero Data.
Yep.
Oh!
Oh!
What the hell happened?
It was Vasper sent the the showstopper through the portal to pick up Zero Data, and that's a tough way to die. Bazooka through a teleporter. They say it shouldn't happen. As now the retake, Hollywood, are they going to be able to do it? It's a 2v2, but Waverunners really have a good setup on this save. Oh wait, hold on.
Ambitious.
The showstopper could change things.
They are far away from
mind.
that showstopper. It will.
It does create enough space, though. It really, I think it was actually really influential, as it creates enough space for him to get where he needs to. Oh my gosh, Brimstone really popping off of these mollies, and that just might be one of the buffs you're talking about. As it lasts, I feel like a little bit longer than it used to. I may be off of that. Oh, the defuse is not coming out.
Oh, so I appreciate it. I respect the commitment. That was worth it. They made it way closer than they needed to be.
Yeah, we've really seen protests with these mollies on Spike been super influential, because they haven't been able to even touch the Spike or the defuse for a decent amount of time when that retake is happening. They might even play the retake really well, but you can't step near that Spike, especially with the HP that they were running.
It's tough.
And now we get into this next match and this next round. I mean, and Waverunners looking pretty poised as they spread out quite wide across the whole map here. And, they're not really doing anything, as they just sort of taking a quick look at the site, trying to grab the information they need. And now we see the rotations coming out from the two other members of Waverunners. Looks like they want to commit to the beast P push, but want to wait till all their members are here. I take that back.
I like it. Procs a lot of stuff. The run it back is pretty huge. They know exactly what that was, but it does mean that they keep their players alive. A lot of stuff exerted, though. Hunter Fury comes out. Doesn't really find anything, but does create a lot of field open. The lockdown will happen. Actually might be able to get slow motion. Gets out of the way just in the nick of time. We'll take the TP, meet up with the rest of the gang at the A side now. It's going to be a little bit of a dose there. We'll commit to this site, though. With no ultimates and no utility to worry about for the most part, Waverunners in a pretty good position right now just to lock down another round.
Yeah, they actually have been looking really strong these last couple rounds, as they now do have this site. But the retake from Hollywood is actually super strong, as they've gotten complete control of this site. And oh no. Zero Data picking up one somehow.
Oh, okay, well, everybody just went down immediately after we said that, so I guess it was a pretty strong hold after all from Waverunners.
Yeah, Hollywood Hooliganz looked really strong on their retake, but it just sort of all fell apart as the crossfires were set up, and for some reason, Vasper just went crazy on the frenzy of all guns there, picking up, I believe, 2 in a row, and then just the rest of the members of Waverunners sort of picked apart Hollywood Hooliganz. You know, to somehow bring this game back to a 6-6 half is actually really surprising, as they were down 5-1 at one point.
Something like that, yeah. It was not as convincing as it was in the beginning. It's way more convincing now. If they make this 6-6, we could have another potential VCS upset on our hands.
Yeah.
That would make my day, Barrio.
Yeah, a VCS upset, or maybe even overtime keys like we had last game. So it was definitely super close.
Don't joke to me like that. You know how much I love my OTs. As the moment, right now, the OT doesn't seem very realistic as the executions start becoming more and more convincing. The Waverunners through the smoke, it's just not going to work out, and that's going to be the 6 for 6 going into defense. Waverunners, they're they're looking like, highnesses just on the pedestal right now of momentum.
Yep, and now we switch to this pistol round, so the full game is reset. You practically are 0-0, only playing one half between these two teams. Let's see which squad is able to pick it up. Really, we've seen some solid players stand up on both sides. Obviously the Kilroy has stepped up for his team, sort of slacked off, it seems like the last couple rounds, as Tenzin and Vasperal, has stepped up for their team. Now it looks like they're just going to be opting for a much more aggressive B push, and I actually really do like this. And as I say that, they have had zero movement from that where they started.
I think the match is paused.
Oh, wait. Yes, you are right. It's still the buy phase, and there is a tech pause. I was actually quite shocked. I saw zero movement.
I saw the waves go up, and I was like, yeah, frenzies. This is pretty good to be. It's certainly come before the storm. I wonder if they were like last minute, like, can we get an attack pause, please? Because it's got to be attack pause.
Yep, it absolutely is. Now the round has started. So, yeah, like I said, this is an aggressive B push from the side of Hollywood Hooliganz. They're not making too much noise. They're not giving away too much information to the side of Waverunners. I'm sorry. I got those teams mixed up. Waverunners are on the defense here.
They're on the good side.
Yeah.
They got that good side going for them. However, right now, they are going to be met with a lot of aggression. Can they mean it?
Gosh.
They're getting traded out a lot. Actually, they managed to get a couple through the smoke as well. Tezin is going to have to work with their buddy Brimstone to see if they can do anything, as they both will push through hookah. So that might be able to catch one off guard, but they won't be able to get the headshot. Actually gets tagged up pretty badly. They at least have their E, so they can potentially heal themselves if they wanted to. But they're going to go for it. Never mind. I get debated. That's fine. Protest is just going to be left alone with the molly. You can see what they can do here. It does manage to catch off guard, but there's a couple of knocked out. We'll be able to find a couple. Hasn't been able to find one headshot, but that's it. That is going to be Hollywood Hooliganz. Going to be able to get another round on the board. The defense. Which actually, hold on, wait, was
Hollywood
Hooliganz did win that. That was a massive pistol. Yes, never mind. Okay, I just. Whew.
No, you're good. Hollywood Hooliganz picking up the round on attack, and now we do see the save round coming out from Waverunners, which is big. We've seen a lot of aggressive force buys on pistols, and this is just not going to be one of those rounds, and they're going to try to play for economy later in this half, as they know they are completely still in it. They're not in any desperation. They are only one round back.
Change of pace, no doubt.
Yeah,
I like it. Sure.
This is a weird defense from Waverunners, as they took the teleporter on defense, leaving B-side completely open. And Hollywood Hooliganz, I think they heard the audio cues. Actually, they're hearing a couple more. And oh man, we're about to have a showdown real quick. They are on pistols though, so probably not too much force behind it.
Do whatever you can, Just go for these chicken plays, get them out of the way. It does get reflect. Nah, that's about it.
Yeah, I always forget when you see a team go super aggressive and like, oh, this is exciting. Oh wait, all they have is just standard pistols and no armor, so there's nothing behind it. So I think they were just trying to do some aggressive strategy. Love to see that when you sort of have nothing to lose. But now the full buy is coming out from the side of Waverunners. That's going to be super good for them as they try to bring this game back. Definitely a smart save round from them.
Oh, for sure. And now, technically, the only downside of doing that is that if you don't make it expensive for your opponent, that is almost giving them a guaranteed, almost flawless and a big bonus round. So now the economy is going to be pretty comfortable for Hollywood Hooliganz. Waverunners not going to be out of the neck of the woods, but hey, they got the round out of the way. They got rifles. They should be feeling good about themselves. They're on defense.
Oh,
however,
man.
Dior gets them, and they are going to be in a position now to take over the site. A is going to be pretty much open. Protest. Oh, gets saved by Jason. We'll be able to find a couple, actually. Rack it up, make it a third. Tries to go for the fourth. Surrounded, gets shock darted out of oblivion. But this is good for Waverunners. Even though they are 2 for 2, they have technically the rifle advantage.
Yeah, they definitely have the rifle advantage, like you said. Tazon really stepping up there. Although he did fall at the end, he made so many crucial kills to bring this to a 2-2. What looked to be a really bad round for Waverunners. And oh, that's actually so big. Is now they really don't have any chance to, or for Hollywood Hooligans to take this round. Bringing it 1 versus 2. Yeah, the zero data moving over to the B site now. I do say it is hard 1v2, but we have seen this player really play well all game long. He's got to do it quickly though, because there's only 10 seconds to plant.
Able to get the plant.
Oh my
cages
gosh.
And everything set up there. They will be able to plant. However, not going to be able to get into that sweet garden spot. And the shock dart will just lock it down, unfortunately. Just living on a string of health will not allow them to try to do any crazy clutches. Good news, though, they've bonused quite a couple of times, so they will be able to buy back into the next round. And Waverunners are not out of it yet. Hooliganz still have the lead. They have the money. They're still looking in a pretty good position. They also have the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, absolutely, and we see an aggressive judge buy from the side of Vaspero, and I'm really excited to see where that positioning is going to come from. Yep, it's going to be in hookah here as you take that judge, you hide right behind the boxes, and if a couple of members push up aggressively, not even recognizing that judge is going to tear them apart, so we'll have to see if they get good use out of that. It's actually not going to be any push like that, except there is a push on the side of B long here, and that's already snuffed out from the side of Waverunners as they pick up 1.
Beautifully done.
Oof.
Oh, but traded out.
Sova duel.
Again, Sova's sometimes when they drop the arrows and they try to be aggressive with it, it just does not work out, unfortunately. However, grabs the Phantom, nicely done. Vespera is going to be in a good position for the Waverunners to try to stop this B push, as we do see the stack is on for Hollywood Hooligans in Garden. First utility, they have potentially some info. They know where they are. Actually, Hollywood Hooligans get the info.
Yeah, now the teleporter play coming out from Hollywood as they are now moving, but Waverunners really being smart in this. The Molly zoning off from showers, and Waverunners really holding down this A site. Did not crack under the pressure at all, and that paid off because they are now up 4-2 in this round.
Big Molly splitting them up as well. Zero data will be vibing out. However, not vibing for much longer as they do get caught off guard, and Dior is going to be the last one standing.
Nothing you can do here. Getting clapped on by 4 members. He's probably in the worst position you could have been in this sweet game we call Valorant, because he does fall. And now the teams are tied up 8-8, which is absolutely what we like to see after a solid performance in the pistol round and the second round after from Hollywood. They've dropped 2 in a row.
Had to put in a little bit of work for it, but they managed to finally do it. But can they take the lead, Barrio? That's the real question. They most likely will, because there's a save coming out, and not necessarily a force buy, but a half eco coming in from Hooliganz. But we've seen crazier stuff.
Yeah, we absolutely have, and this would be, like you said, their first round of the entire game to take a lead, and that's something to be said, as they've really played solid gameplay the entire time and didn't let the lead that they did, or the deficit they had, get to them.
Hooliganz have been doing fantastic. It cannot be denied. Good smokes though, and utility comes in from Wave, or actually Hooliganz to start initiating this. The Waverunners gets 1 through the smoke at the very least, but they will get traded out, and they get the plant Hooliganz, so they're not totally having a hard time. They will lose players here and there for the spikes in the plant. So now time is also on their side, which is great for them. Traded out as well. Pure was able to find them before they go down. The Guardian as well. Oh my gosh, Data! Are you kidding me? Oh man! You can't discount this dude. He is insane.
Yeah, 22, 8, and 6 on the Sova. Somehow picking up so many frags and using the Guardian there to really just cement that clutch and bring what I was like, oh, Waverunners about to get their first lead. And, you know, Zero Data probably heard me somehow from the delay. He goes, heck no, and picks that round back up for his team.
Yeah. Gotta check these lines. It's just almost. It's almost like we had a script or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just feels like that. But all right. Well, that answered our question. Waverunners, they couldn't get the lead. They're still keeping it close though. They're doing the best they can, but it is unfortunately just some cheeky plays and angles being happening there. But slow motion. They took down the raid boss. Zero Data's down. It's doable to tie it back up again.
Yeah, definitely cannot discount how Waverunners have kept this game close and keeping this game in a close tie most of the times. You know, like I said, it's gonna be. Oh, I thought that was a. Thought he was about to. Yeah, I thought that was not his teammate. But yeah, like I said, they did lose a thrifty round there, and that's gonna be tough for them to bring this back. And we haven't seen a Killjoy ultimate drop too often this game. That's out Kilroy bringing it down, trying to make sure they get the site for themselves.
Yeah, Kilroy definitely want to make it count. Nate will deny the plant, so they won't be able to start working time, and orbital strike as well. Waverunners being very smart about this, just sort of forcing the rotate out here actually for Hooliganz if they want to try to make anything. And the TP noises will indicate that they are rotating over there. Smokes will come down, so they'll be able to get a nice post-plant situation. Thanks to the utility, they won't feel as much pressure. However, it's still a 5v4, and we can't deny that. 4v4 now, as I eat my own words, is the moment Dior finds the opening. Showstopper might come in. Will Barrio get the dream showstopper of their lives? Oh my gosh! Oh god, like ships in the night. They dodged the showstopper, and the AoE wasn't strong enough. But Dior's making up for lost firepower as they do manage to get a couple. And now a big tag over onto it, gets the blast pack, but Vaspira. Great place here, and they do make it a 1v1 situation. Super low health though. Not a lot of time to work with. The turret might be able to get them. The Molly certainly does enough damage, and they won't be able to do it. Kilroy adds too much pressure, and Hooliganz will keep up the momentum. But oh my gosh, Vaspira, nice job, but unfortunately wasn't enough.
Yeah, the effort was there for sure. Picks up 3 by himself in showers. It was like a fight scene in the showers. He does it all by himself, and that's so tough because Kilroy, like you said, had the pressure, had the angles to stay alive there, and make sure that his team now has a 2-round lead. And going late into this game, that really can be crucial. And another thing we got to look at is this is a save round from Waverunners. So they're really in a sticky position since that last round.
They are, but at this point, I'm just writing down stats and then just eating the paper, because sometimes it really didn't matter. We've seen so many thrifty and eco rounds just being won out by both sides that you can't really count them out until they are finally down and out for good. This was 2. As Peril does manage to try to get one, actually reflect will get open. So yeah, this is unfortunately just the Zika round's not going to work out. It's not the miracle that they were hoping for. Still haven't planted yet, and Vesperil able to get one. Might be able to get through one through the box, tags him up a little bit. But won't be able to find Kilroy, unfortunately. Just a nice flick from them, and yeah, this is Hooliganz locking it down. Tessen will try their best to at least make it expensive. They got the Spectre for their trouble, but I don't see you winning this one, Brendo. Unfortunately, you're a great player, but not going to be the case. Yeah, 11th round for Hooliganz. It is a save after all. They are pretty much fighting for overtime here, Waverunners, because they are so close to losing this out. It is 1 round away from match point, Barrio. Yeah,
we've seen the comeback, or we've seen at least the attempt at the comeback last round. It was a valiant effort, and we got to see Waverunners put on a similar show here. You know, the only thing I can mention right now is Vaspiro does have the operator in hand, and very much like a jet opera, we've got a raise opera here on this map. We have not seen the operator, I feel like, bought out at all this game, so that could be the change that the side of Waverunners has been looking for to bring this game back.
Well, maybe they watched last map. It was pretty frisbee-like. The op, it's just the same aerosol map or op, excuse me, just being tossed around from both sides every round. So
They learned how to share in preschool, I'm sure, because that operator was bouncing from hand to hand.
well, I hope they wiped it down after each turn. Goodness gracious,
Yeah,
that's not COVID friendly.
Yeah, it's
6 feet
definitely
apart.
does not follow the COVID rules. But onto this game, we see Hollywood Hooligans not making a push, but as I say that, they do take out Tenzin, and that is a huge member to take out early.
And Allow Utility denies information. Protest goes down as well. Oaken does get all the info that they want, but will he be able to act on it? We'll be able to find a couple, but gets tagged down. They're pretty much out of commission at this point. Really try to go for one cheeky feet. That's about it. Showstopper comes in for Waverunners, but get Oaken! No! Why? Oh gosh, and then they get Reflect, but that is gonna be it. Oh.
I mean, I'll be honest, I couldn't even understand what was going on. There's so many things happening all at once, and somehow Hollywood Hooligans came out on top. Looked like Waverunners, especially with the Showstopper and the operator, was really doing some work. Did not end up taking the round, and now they're at match point. And these are not some good buys from Waverunners. These are like the minimum tier of buys that you need. It's just a couple rifles, some bulldogs. You know, some people have got strong armor, some people have got some light armor. But at the end of the day, this is not looking good. Oh, and they're being aggressive.
Sure, at least with the running back, you have the information, but maybe you don't, because people there in slow motion will get punished for that because these shots were just out of reach and Shift walking away. Running back, you know, when a running back doesn't show you anything, it probably is not a good idea to push on through that. And
so yeah, I think the thinking there was to use the footsteps and the noise of the running back to get slow motion there without anyone hearing it or expecting it. But he does fall for that effort, and that's really bad because that was so much used, and just for that play to fall, now Waverunners are down a member and some utility.
Yeah, losing the Sova early like that, that is so much information that could have been available that is not there anymore. Showstopper will come out from dealer as well.
Oh.
You know, at least one's there, gets Oaken. And Oaken's going to get killed by the second Showstopper in a row. This time by the opponent as opposed to the teammate. So I suppose a nice change of pace, but unfortunately, they do keep it close. The Waverunners actually makes it a 1v2. Weapon advantage is no longer a thing. That Sparrow gets in, they will be able to survive. They're only a few rounds away from overtime, but they got to focus here, Waverunners.
Yeah, no, you're right. They're very close to overtime, 3 rounds away. If they can do it, that was the most important round, I feel like, for them to win because they were in such a economy disadvantage. Sorry, they're all important. That was the hardest round for them to win because of the economy disadvantage. Now they've got some guns, they've got some stronger armor on their members, and for the side of Hollywood, yeah, I mean their guns are just about equal as well, but they're probably feeling that pressure.
At least they have the armor advantage as well. Only Reflect having low health, but they are entry fragger, so they're not really worried about going down right away. And yeah, I mean they'll have something to work with, Waverunners, but again, not out of the woods just yet.
Oh no.
Barrel going down is not what you want. Deer will be able to walk away with their head held high. And slow motion might be able to caught off guard here. Unfortunately, just looking the wrong direction. Zero will take advantage. All these players being just right now. Hooliganz playing for picks, and they're doing it smart.
Yeah, they're absolutely playing quite smart here as they are up 5-3, and they just really want to close this game out, so they don't want to be over aggressive. As Waverunners has really been able to capitalize on over aggression all game. So that's just another example of what could happen. But, you know, the member Tenzin on the Phoenix, still alive, much utility under his belt, so they've got to be careful of him as he's played so well all game.
It's true, however, oh, well, they might rotate back. They don't see anybody A, and they are going to learn that it is going to be the B attack. Lockdown is available, and Kilroy, they've been saving it up for a rainy day, and this rainy day is a 5v3, and it's going to be a very hard retake as all this utility will allow them to set up here. Tenzin gets a little bit aggressive here. able to find zero data. Gonna just commit into this. Gets vulnerable by the alarm bot, but we'll wait it out.
Oh my gosh, 3v3
Okay,
now.
it's realistic, Mario. It is very realistic.
Yeah,
Wall
they
comes
can
out
do
as well. Push on through. They will be able to find and trade it, but they need to start getting this like halfway if they really want to try work it out. And it's going to be a 1v2. The Shadow Step's going to come in, but that's going to be it. Kilroy catches them off guard in the corner, and that is it. Hollywood Hooliganz take the dub and lock it down.
Yep, Hollywood Hooliganz pull it off with honestly looked like a really good round retake from the side of Waverunners. You know, it was a 5v3, and then it became a 3v3, a 3v2, but they actually then lost their last 2 members and then finally lost the round, and that was the dagger as Hollywood Hooliganz are going to pick up the second round of their group stage.
They will. And, you know, just a lot of respect to Waverunners. They were very, very close. As much as the score was a very close matchup, it was also on top of that, just each round just felt nobody had the full on economic advantage. Sure, there was a couple of rounds strung together, but nothing that felt very convincing for a very long time. And I think that's going to show that potentially both of these teams are probably going to make it out of groups. I have confidence in them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like there was never a, before I say that, Zero Data played out of his mind all game, 24, 11, and 7. Absolutely
Oh, yeah.
deserves the match MVP with that 297 combat score as well. But yeah, to your point, I don't think either team was ever out of it when it came to economy. Like we talked about statistics, doesn't matter. Like a better gun doesn't matter. It's all about the aim and all about how those teams
Yeah.
played, and that absolutely showed. Got to give some
Especially
credit to
Queen.
Tazan and Vasperol because they both played out of their minds trying to keep that game around.
Yeah, and Oaken had some shining moments as well. I think also if we want to talk about any MVPs, realistically, Kilroy just in the beginning half
Hmm.
just gave so much momentum to make sure that they had the game relatively close. There was almost like a 5 or 6 lockdowns, just a crazy amount for a Killjoy of that pedigree, but really good job.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're actually just gonna take a real short break here, so don't go anywhere. As we're gonna be back real soon.